Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for a crypto highlight video. So this is going to be about Solana this time. So let's just hop into the technicals. Again, we'll start the daily and then make our way down. And I'll try and see if I could find, any significant or probabilistic, very probable, successful trade setups as we go into the different time frames. So starting with the daily, what do I always say? Make sure to ask yourself the question: are you going up? Are you going down? Or are you going sideways? Because the chart is doing one of the three. So right now we see we were going sideways and now we're going down. So let's start drawing some lines out just to make it clear for our eyes. So let's go for this low right here. So this is the low of the range, and then we'll go to the high of the range, which is right here. If I can actually put that right, there we go. All right, so we were going sideways here, clearly going sideways here, and then we finally lost it, and now we're going down. So because we're going down and we're potentially beginning another trending move down, what sort of trades should we look for? Well, the easiest trades in that scenario are continuation of the trend trades, right? So continuation trades. So look for a pop up to a bearish level and then take the short there and then look for the continuation of the trend. Now, are we seeing anything like that here on the daily? I do. If you don't, then pay very close attention. What happens when you lose a level or a structure? You tend to come back and test that structure as support or resistance. Same thing with ranges. So we're likely going to see price come back up and test these levels here, or even the higher pivot levels here as a resistance. So this general zone here as resistance and then fail off. But there's more here. There's more here than just that. My favorite thing in the world, FVGs. Okay, so a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap is right here, and this is where I would look to target my short. I would personally aim for the top side of this fair value gap to go short. So right here is where I would have a limit short order. And where would I target? Well, I have a couple choices here. One, my stop is going to have to be above this swing high here. Okay, so this is a very large percentage trade. So clearly you wouldn't be using high leverage, right? Secondly, if I were to, have this swing high, where would the target be? Well, I have a choice. I can look just to target the low that's currently possibly here. Okay, so the low that's just under 1.5, about 1.4, or I can go back in time and look all the way back here and see if there's any sort of level that will catch my eye. And here is a level right here already. So we have a range that's going to probably be very, very interesting for price should it get back down here. So this level here is right around, let's actually go to the low here, $10 to about $7 and change. All right, but that's a bit wide, right? That's really, really wide. So where should we target in this level here? Where would be the most ideal level to target? Well, here is the most ideal level to target. This one right here. The reason why it's this line here is the most ideal to target is because look at where all the wicks are touching. So let me get rid of these candles, these lines here. Okay, lines are zones. So that needs to be understood. Lines are zones. They're not pinpoint, they're zones. And what you want to see in a line is price interaction. All right, so we had the high here, we had the low here, but it was very wide. We needed something to, kind of bridge the gap. Look at all the wicks that are touching this level. Then look, as we broke up, we came back into, wicked down into, once more, this level here at $9.60, $9.70, if you want to round up or down, is a key level. It's likely going to get attacked once more as we're approaching the level. And right now we're at $16 and change. So this would be the level I would want to take profit at. And what would the actual RR be? Just right at 1.65. So not a bad risk reward at all. It's above a 1.5, not a 2-to-1, but right above a 1.5. And considering what you potentially will get, almost 70% in profits, the risk is decent. However, I think we're going to get better trades on the smaller time frames. Let's go on the smaller time frame. We're going to keep this same level though. We're going to keep this same level that we found on the daily on the chart, and we're going to keep the horizontal levels as well, the ranges. We'll take away the FVG. Let's go on the 4 hour. Is there any other trade opportunity here? Let's see. So for the 4 hour, we actually have a couple of things. We have a pretty big imbalance here, and we actually have a fair value gap right here, a bearish fair value gap right here. Okay, we have another one right here, which is also approaching what? Is also approaching the bottom side of that range on the daily chart. And do we have any others? We have one big one here. However, this one got wicked into, so you may have to let this one go. And then we have some that are actually higher up over here. Okay, so right there. All right, so what do we do with this? Well, what I would do, again, is to actually target around the same level as the daily. So that's the bottom side of this daily range. So you would want to target this fair value gap around here. And whether that's the top side of that fair value gap or the bottom side, that's your decision. I would go for the top, so right around here. And where would we look to take profit, and where would we look to put our stop? So if you're looking to put your stop anywhere, you don't actually have to go all the way up to the swing high now, because on the 4 hour, you have a clear level right above here that should be very difficult for a price to get back into. So you can look to use this fair value gap as being pretty much as a zone of resistance for price. Okay, because it's very likely if it takes this level that it's probably going to break all the way up anyway. So the 4 hour, you can actually have a better risk reward here, a better risk than the daily. Now, for the 4 hour, where should we target though? Well, we have a couple options, like always. We can look to target the low pivot down here. So this low pivot down here, or as price rises, so as price potentially rises to our level and fills us, imbalances and FVGs will start to form. So you may have targets a little bit higher up. But if you're looking for the best risk reward, then look for this pivot here that's over a 2, or you can look for that daily level still, which is right here, and that's a 2.63. So the 4 hour, you have a better risk reward because your levels of resistance and potentially protecting your stop are a little bit clearer than the daily. You don't have to go all the way up towards this high pivot. And you can also look for technically you can look for even a closer entry if you don't think that price is going to get up towards these higher levels. I would still aim for the range, the daily range zone anyway. But this is not bad at all. This is actually a pretty nice potential swing trade in my opinion on the 4 hour. All right, now let's see. Is there another trade on the 1 hour? So let's actually take away these FVGs. We're still going to keep the daily lines. We're going to still keep these. Let's look at the 1 hour. Anything on the 1 hour? Let's see. So the 1 hour, we can tell already started to lose structure. So the 1 hour is pretty bearish already. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to break down right now, but it's starting to lose structure already. Okay, right here. Okay, the reason why it's not this to this, you can do that. This will potentially be viable eventually. Okay, this will be viable. Okay, but it already broke this rising structure here. Okay, it's still in this one, but it broke this one, and this one was clearly far more parabolic compared to this one, which is fine. All right, but we do have to watch out that now we broke this level, we could potentially be starting a bearish consolidation to then break this level. All right, but if we're going to keep going up, is there any place to target? Well, we have these imbalances again. Here's an FVG I can see already, so let's actually put that on the chart on the 1 hour. So right here, that's a bearish FVG. Didn't get tapped into at all. Any others? There's one right there. And any others that didn't get filled? Let's see. I think there is one right here as well. Okay. All right. And then there's one big one right here, which makes sense because this big one up here is technically the same one you're seeing on the 4 hour and a part of the daily as well. So you have a bit more fair value gaps that are closer that you can look to take. Now, let's say you don't want to go after the daily level again, right? You don't want to go after the 4 hour level or the daily range level. You want to try and get something closer because you're very skeptical it's going to even break up. Well, you have some levels here. So if I were going to take a short specifically on the daily, what I would look for is this level right here. So this fair value gap right here, okay? I would look to put my stop above this fair value gap right here. So that's above this little pivot up, okay? And above this fair value gap, this small one right here. And then my target would be a couple things. So I would look to target specifically this swing low right down here. So that's a 2-to-1 easy. If not, if I want to go lower, then I would look for the break of this entire structure here. But if you're going to do that, you might as well just target the daily level, okay? If you're going to do that. So that would be a 4-to-1. So the hourly gives you potentially a better risk reward, but the probabilities of success here aren't super high compared to the 4-hour or daily, all right? The risk is far less and the reward can be far better. But for the hourly, I would look to target the next level of liquidity, which is this swing low right here, which is still over a 2-to-1. So I like how this looks for a short, but you have to be very, very patient. We're not there yet. So by the time this video comes out, you may get a shot to potentially follow this trade if it's catching your eye. Okay, and that's it for Solana. I do like how it looks overall for a continuation short, especially on the daily. But we are due for a potential rise up, especially if the dollar's going to get weaker. Watch for that rise up in Solana, potentially just to come back and test this this range it lost. All right, everyone, make sure that if you're not in the Discord, you are. We're still currently in our free trial the free trial for the swing trade service, which has been going extremely well. That's for both stocks and crypto. We're doing free swing trades for just this month. So make sure you're in there. And if you are interested in that service, it's only $15 a month going forward. If you are interested in my other services, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below, okay? All right, everyone, take care. And remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care.